Hey guys, so you might have remembered seeing my little bird thing over here. Let me show you guys this. So I put this back up, but I'm gonna have to fix it. So this is an ornament that I had on a wreath over here. Let me see. And as you can see, where is it? Okay. So this is an ornament that I had over here, and it was actually affixed to the wreath. Now, Clinton knocked this thing over and dragged it to the other side of the apartment. And I want to show you something really quickly. You see that there's the feather got ruined, and then if you look at the chest area, you can see cat bite marks over here. So what I want to tell you guys is if anybody believes that if you feed an outdoor cat and it's not going to kill any little wildlife or animals, you're completely wrong. I've met people in Hawaii who think, hey, if I feed the cats, then I'm just gonna save all the wildlife and the animals won't kill anything. All I have to do is feed them. That is incorrect. A cat is a predator. If they see anything, even if they're well fed, you know, these cats get fed every day, they get treats every day. It's not like it's not like they have nothing to eat. You can look at Oreo. Oreo looks very well fed. If they see anything that looks like a bird, their predator instinct is going to kick in and they're just going to want to bite it and hurt it, and it's just because it's within them. So for anybody who has outdoor cats, my belief is that cats should really stay indoors because yeah, the amount of damage that can happen to wildlife and birds, it's really no joke. I heard in Australia that they are trying to they're trying to cull down the feral cats over there. Like the feral cats in Australia are nothing like the little house cats over here. Those cats are really aggressive and they really do a lot of damage to the wildlife. Yeah, and I understand it. I know some people who are cat lovers say things like how dare they try to cut down or they try to get the feral cat population in control. I completely understand why. I mean, like, look at this little thing. It's just it was minding its own business and it got knocked over and bit down. I also know that I have a friend who was had some baby birds in Hawaii, and they're no, I'm not going to the store today. I'm going to the store tomorrow. I had a friend who had some baby birds out in their backyard, and they asked me. They were showing me pictures about these baby birds, and they had a person who lived in the same house as them, who insisted on feeding the cats. Now, my thinking was, as I told them, I said, "Watch out, because if you bring in these cats and you're feeding the cats, you're going to be drawing the cats into your backyard, right? They're going to be lingering around." So my friend was showing me almost daily updates about the bird, and then they said that the mom bird was so friendly. They were kind of worried about the bird because yeah, the bird was it didn't fly away instantaneously. And then one morning, they went back to the tree, and the whole tree branch was snapped, and the nest was empty, and the mom bird and the baby birds were completely gone. And I told them 100%, it's because of the cat. It's because of the cat being fed, and you're bringing the cats into the area, you're making it into a community feeder thing. And I know some people are going to get butthurt about me saying this. They're going to say, well, Erica, you can't let the cat starve and everything. I believe in trap, neuter, and release. However, keep in mind that there are more people dumping out cats than there are people spaying and neutering. And look at Hawaii, for instance, right? Hawaii, we have all these people who are feeding community cats. We have people who are doing trap, neuter, and release. And yeah, we still have a big, cat population over here. You see a whole bunch of cats that are roaming around, and it's because you don't have 100% across the board sterilization. And a cat that is fed is not going to stop killing wildlife. So you kind of get the population under control, but it's still going to be killing, it's still going to be killing birds, it's still going to be killing lizards. And I hope people understand that as cute as cats are, I recognize that if these cats were outdoor cats, they would be doing a lot of killing. I don't find anything cute about a cat, an indoor cat killing a little bird. Like, I know some people would say, "Oh, I'm so proud of my cat. My cat brought me a dead bird." I think, the songbird species, or the native species getting obliterated by a house cat, completely preventable. So, yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, Kamui. So Kamui mentions that cat lovers are not animal lovers because they don't give more importance to cat than Australian native species. From what I see on the internet, it goes down to this. Look, I love birds and I love cats. You guys know how much I adore little Oreo, for instance, right? I know if Oreo is outdoors, right? He is going to kill an animal. It doesn't matter how well fed he is going to kill something, and I recognize that. I think that people need to, if it's not someone's pet, and if it's some wild, invasive species kind of cat going out and killing all the native species in Australia, I'm completely for it. I know I know some people are going to say, "Oh, Erica, how could you say you're an animal lover?" I can recognize that the species that are being decimated by the cats need to be protected. Yeah, there is no shortage of of uh of cats in the world. There really isn't. But when it comes down to certain local species, yeah, if those things get wiped out, there's no bringing that thing back. There really isn't. So, Jim says that there's up to 6 million feral cats in Australia. Yeah, I know there's a lot of feral cats. I have seen a documentary about people in Australia shooting these cats, and like, these cats are not friendly. These cats are big, and they are, killing machines. It's not like a bunch of cuddly cats. And I think sometimes when I see people who try to who try to push this whole, yeah, all cats outdoors are friendly, and they didn't mean to kill the bird, it was just that the bird, yeah, I just, ugh. So anyway, point being is, I do strongly recommend, if anybody has an outdoor cat, keep your cat indoor, because you don't know what that animal is killing throughout the day. It's the cat might come home, and it might not, it might seem like it didn't do anything, but very well they could have killed a bird. They could have attacked something on it. This thing was just sitting on that wreath for the last, what, 2 weeks or so. You can see all the cat bite marks on this. So at least, and I was kind of like agitated about it because I thought, oh my gosh, now I got all this. Do you see it? That is clearly a bite mark. So this bird got knocked over off the wreath, and I just fed Clinton and the cats about an hour ago. So it's not like they have no food. I've heard that there was something, I don't know if it was really cats. I heard about, if you remove a species completely, it can have environmental destruction. Was it something like they got rid of a certain animal, and then as a result, I think the rabbit population spun out of control, and then there was erosion because the rabbits were just breeding like crazy. I can't remember if that was because of the cats or if that's some other separate thing that I heard about. But yeah. Yeah, 6 million feral cats in Australia. Yeah, you can remove some of them. That's just my take on it. I don't hold one species over another. I look at the bigger picture, and then from the bigger picture, I think which species needs to be protected, which species can probably get a little bit of culling. If one species is completely dominating another species to the point that extinction could be a possibility, I believe that there needs to be measures put into place to protect those species. Bird, for instance, right? A bird cannot protect itself from a cat 100%. You could say, "Oh, Erica, well the bird it could have just flown away." Birds sleep in trees at night, and cats are nocturnal. So while the bird is sleeping, the cat can just climb up the tree and eat it. The same thing about the mongoose. That's what I heard about. Like mongooses were brought over to Hawaii to kill the rats, but the problem is that something along the lines of mongooses don't sleep at the mongoose. I think it was mongooses are active in the day, and then the rats are active at night. So because of that the differences in the when they're awake and when they're sleeping, the mongooses really didn't do much. So yeah, there's like a whole bunch of stuff going off in Australia. I know the feral cats. Yeah, I think about the rabbits too. It's just a lot of stuff, and I hope that things are put in place to help the local species. I would hate for the species or the animals in Australia to become extinct because of non-native species. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to make that little video on that. It's crazy. In Hawaii, I know that there are so many people who love cats, and I've met people who are like crazy cat lovers. And when I mean crazy cat lovers, it's like they don't really care about any other thing except the cats. And when people tell them, "Hey, we have too many freaking cats. Maybe you should think about maybe." Like there's too many cats, and then you bring up the stuff about endangered seabirds getting killed because of like when endangered species lay the eggs and then the cats come over and they kill the chicks, that sort of thing. Yeah, some people who are like bird lovers, they'll mention about the cats, and then the cat people will say things like, "Oh, it's because we didn't feed the cats enough. We need to feed the cats more." And da. I'm just like, "Oh, for frick's sake!" Or people say, "Oh, well, I'm trying to do my part to protect the native species of Hawaii. So what I do is that I make sure I feed the cat all the time." Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, it's nice to feed an animal. However, it does not prevent them from killing for sport. Cats, in my opinion, and from what I've seen, cats will just kill for the hell of it. There was a one time where Lewis had Clinton, and he brought him over to the park, and he was exercising, and he had Clinton on a leash, and this was back when Clinton was less than 5 years old now. While he was doing pull-ups in the park, Clinton ran and he attacked a squirrel for no apparent reason. And what he did is that he bit the nose off the squirrel, and then it died instantly. I guess it just bled out. And then after the squirrel bled out and died, he didn't eat the squirrel. He just killed the squirrel because he wanted to kill the squirrel. So don't think that cats just kill animals or other animals because they're hungry. No, they kill other animals because they just have it inside of them. They're very cute, but they're also killing machines, and I can definitely recognize that. So some people had recommended putting a bell on the collar, but I've also heard that okay, so if you put a bell on a collar, it wards like, other animals that a cat is nearby. Now, I've heard conflicting things about it. I've heard some people say that if you put a bell on a cat, it can cause stress to them, so they don't want to put a bell on their cat. And then they just think of it as survival of the fittest. Like if they have an outdoor cat and the cat kills all these birds, they're gonna be like, haha, the bird wasn't fast enough, and the bird was just in the cat's way, and it's just like, oh well, who cares? I don't think that's the right kind of thinking. I don't know too much about cats to say if the bell really does make a difference, but my thinking is just keep the cat indoor. If the cat is indoors, then it doesn't have to have a bell on it. You don't have to worry about other animals getting injured as well. So that's what I've heard. Bell, I've also heard putting like a bright, colorful collar could help, but a lot of people they say, yeah, putting a bell on a cat would ward allow like birds, for instance, to kind of know that the cat is sneaking up on them, and that would be helpful. And no, they were on wet food for the longest time. So that is my take on the whole feeding the cat thing. My fake bird. Yeah, he definitely got a quite a lot of bite marks from Clinton. Like, look at that. You can see all those puncture marks over here. This bird is not even edible. And Clinton just bit this bird because he wanted to. I think it was probably the feathers, and then he just sunk his teeth into it. Obviously, he can't eat this foam bird, but he did what he wanted to do. Yeah, I would never ever have a cat outdoors. I would be too worried about. Well, there's three reasons why I wouldn't have a cat outdoors. First of all, a cat outdoors has a usually a shorter life expectancy than an indoor cat, and the reason being is that they're susceptible to getting into fights with other cats. I personally knew a cat that was put outdoors, and it didn't live that long because it got attacked by another male cat. So it was a male cat put outdoors, and I guess it got into a cat fight with another cat. The wounds got infected, and it got so bad the cat had to get euthanized. Yeah, it was just really bad. It was pussing. It had some kind of anal prolapse thing going on, and by the time it returned home, it was just too late. So there's that. And then I'm also thinking, like, if you have an outdoor cat, you worry about, is the cat, is the cat going to get picked up by someone else? Some people would not microchip their cats. Clinton and Blackberry, for instance, are not microchipped. Oreo is microchipped because he was previously microchipped, and I had recommended to Lewis, hey, maybe you should microchip your cats, but he doesn't want to microchip Clinton and Blackberry. So yeah, if people don't microchip their cats, and then their cats are outdoors, and the cat gets picked up by someone who says, "Oh, look, this cat looks so cute. Let me take it home." You can possibly never ever get your cat back. Oreo, for instance, right? Oreo was very friendly. You know how Lewis got him. Oreo went up to him, and he was a stray. We checked his microchip. The previous owner, is 8 miles away. And when the vet tried to contact the person on file, I guess there was no response back. So that's why we have Oreo. And lastly, I the other reason why I would not keep a cat outdoors is because I care too much about other animals. I think that as a as I think for cat owners, it's very important to be mindful about other species. And yes, it's cute to think that the cat's going on an adventure outdoors, but I don't think it's cute at all when other animals, squirrels, birds, lizards, small little creatures are getting killed needlessly because, yeah, it's because the cat is outdoors. So that's why I personally don't believe in having a cat outdoors. It's just too much risk. I don't think that I think about the pros and the cons list, and I think it's terrible to just say, well, I don't care about other animals. I'm just going to keep the cat outdoors because my animal is more important than the other animals outdoors. I have a respect for all animal life, and I do think that, yeah, I just don't want like, if I had my own cat, I would not want that cat to just go outside and possibly get hit by a car. I would not want it to be killing um, other animals, and then yeah, it's not necessary. It really isn't necessary. These cats have so many cat toys. You guys know the apartment's filled with cat toys. They have mice all over the place. Yet Clinton decides to attack this little bird. So that just tells me that his Predator instinct is very strong, and if he saw what looks to be a bird out in the wild, for sure he would try to attack that bird and bite it multiple times. And if the bird dies, I'm 95% sure he would not eat the bird at all. Clinton has killed mice in the past. He doesn't eat the mouse. He will kill the mouse and then like basically bite off its face. It's really weird. He'll basically bite off its face and then that's it. He won't touch the rest of the body. And biting off the face, as you guys know, doesn't provide any. If the cat was hungry, it would not get full off just biting off like a portion of the mouse's face. How do indoor cats get their exercise? They can run around. You can play. You can give them cat toys. There's this thing called One Fast Cat. I was actually looking yesterday to buy one for Clinton. Someone had posted it online. They wanted like $50 for it, which was unusually cheap. So I told them, hey, if it's still available, let me know because I would love to buy that. Now, this thing is, this stuff is normally $200. I think Clinton would like it. I'm not too sure. I'm sure the neighbors probably aren't too happy hearing Clinton run back and forth doing laps around the apartment. Yeah. So yeah, once a mouse is dead or once an animal is dead, it's boring, and I just don't think it's worth it. Having a cat kill another animal just for fun, just for the lulz. It's like you have to be mindful about wildlife outside. So yeah, I think I wouldn't mind getting Clinton a cat wheel. I just don't want to get him a $200 cat wheel. You guys know, I've said this several times. I'm like, man, I wish we could get a litter robot. You know the $500 litter robot where it's like scoop poop? Like that would be great. But that really is just like a first world luxury kind of item. I mean, I have no problem scooping the poop. It's just I don't like waking up in the morning and smelling the smell of poop. Like I have to scoop the poop all the time. And if you have three cats, it's a lot of poop after a while. So I would like to have a litter robot, and then I also think Clinton could use a $200 cat wheel. But because of the price, yeah, I didn't want to get it. I didn't want to get the litter robot for that $500 price tag, and the cat wheel $200. Don't want to get it, but $50. I think that would be good. Clinton is. I don't know where Clinton is right now. He's somewhere. Yeah, Litter Robot is great because it's a self-cleaning litter box. So basically, it's like a giant wheel, and then after they poop, you can set the timer for 15 minutes, and then after 15 minutes, it's like the wheel moves by itself. It has a sensor that if the cat tries to step inside of it, it stops, but it basically rotates the litter, and then all the the poop and litter clumps fall into this little compartment, and then it goes back to the original position. I can't believe that freaking thing is $500, but it is, and yeah, it's just when you deal with three cats, and then I just kind of think like, gosh, I don't like waking up in the morning smelling. Having to scoop poop. When they talk about like Folgers, like the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. And for me, it's like the one of the first things I do is like scoop the poop, so I get the smell of cat poop, waking me up. No, he did not kill Clinton. He did not do that. Oreo's sleeping right now. Yeah, he is sleeping in his little thing. He is. Yeah, I gotta make the bed. But you want to smell the poop, it is a good sign. No, no, Catherine, I disagree with you. I don't like smelling poop in the morning. That's not the first thing I like to, like, wake up and you're like, ooh, man, I can't wait to scoop the poop. Says no one. Yeah. Yeah, cats act on their hunting instincts. There's no way to curb it. That's why I think like even if you know you have all these cat toys, right? You see all those cat toys over there? All those cat toys, and they have everything that they could bat around. You know, we have those little sticks. I don't know if you guys can see it. See that? See that little feather stick somewhere over there? Um, yeah, it's just like even if the cat has so much like cat trees, cat scratching posts, we have one, two, three, we have like five scratching posts in this apartment. More than that, actually, five different scratching posts. But technically, I think the scratching posts we have around the apartment is one, two, wait, one, two, three. I think we have something like technically, if you include all the scratching posts on the cat tree, it's maybe like 10 scratching posts in this apartment. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, maybe like 10 or 12. But yeah, it's just that you can I don't think you anyone can ever curb the hunting instinct of a cat, and that's how nature is, you know. It's like you can't you can't stop it, but the only thing you can do is try to minimize the chances of them killing another animal. And one of the ways you can do that is keep the cat indoors, or the other solution is put a bell on the collar. I have heard some people they see the collar is cruel or the bell is cruel. So if they find outdoor cats, listen to this. If they find outdoor cats that are friendly, they will physically remove the collar off the cat because they think like, oh cat, you know, you're a prisoner. I want to make you free. You don't have to deal with this bell. And they're touching another person's cat and physically removing the collar and the bell off the cat because they are so anti-collar, anti-bell. So yeah, I read that online and I was like, oh jeez, I can't imagine like for like instance the cats, right? Clinton and Blackberry, they're not microchipped. If they had a collar and they were outdoors and some person saw Clinton and Blackberry and thought, oh yeah, let's remove your collar. That way you're not a prisoner to a human. It's just like, how would you figure out who the owners are? It happens. It really happens. So, yeah, it's just there's just and I just don't feel I would not feel safe having an outdoor cat at all. It's like you worry about them coming back or if they get into a fight with another cat, which is very very much a real possibility. Like I said, I know a cat that died because of wounds in a cat fight. So, no, it's not just New York. It's some people around the world. They're very anti-collar. So, yeah. Anyway, I need to get going, so I will talk to you guys later. And this little bird, I want to put it back on, but I want to figure a way so Clinton does not knock this bird off. And oh, look at all this, all these cat bite marks on a bird, on a fake bird that was just minding its own business. Cannot stop the prey instinct. All you can do is just minimize the killing that cats do. I will see you. Take care.